Good morning, children. Today we shall learn a new poem, and the name of the poem is No Men Are Foreign. Okay, written by James Kirkup. All right, class. Let's go. Before we go to the poem, let's look at the introduction here. Have you ever thought of some people as strange or other countries as foreign? So you have a question like this. You have many ways, isn't it? We have many ways of thinking of other people as different from us as them. They may belong to a different country or speak a different language. In this poem, however, the poet reminds us of the many ways in which we are all the same, for we are all human. Class, alright? Let me elaborate a brief on the introduction, class. So, the title here, No Men Are Foreign, means that no man belong to another country. Okay? The poet wants us to say that all men, 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 okay, are same. All men are equal. He wants to promote the concept of universal brotherhood, class. So, in this poem, the poet wants to tell us that everyone in this world is same. All people, all men are same. They eat, they live, they die the same way. Okay? Everyone gets the bounties of nature like sunshine, land, etc. in equal measure. We can also say that it is a peace poem. Peace, P-E-A-C-E, peace. Okay, class? Peace poem. So let's come to the poem, stanza number 1, class. Remember, no men are strange. Strange means, class, unknown, and no countries foreign. Beneath all uniforms, beneath means here under, all uniforms, a single body breathes. Uniform, class. Uniform here refers to the military of different countries. Okay, the military of different countries here. Okay, like ours, the lane our brothers walked upon. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes like ours. The lane our brothers walk upon is earth like this, in which we all shall lie. Class. So, in stanza number 1. Let me explain stanza number 1, class, again. Listen carefully. In the first line, the poet says that no men are strange, is it? And no country is foreign. So he is attempting to remove the borders from the earth which have been erected to separate different countries. Okay? The poet wants to say that the entire earth is one and all the people who live on this earth belong to one human race. Okay? Then he says that inside the uniform worn by soldiers of different countries, the human being is the same. God has made all of us in a similar way. All braid, okay, single body braids like ours. So the human being is the same. God has made all of us in a similar way. All braid in the same way, okay, all braid in the same way. The lane our brothers walk upon is earth like this, in which we all shall lie. Then he says that all all the soldiers are our brothers, isn't it? We all walk upon the same mother earth. We all walk upon the same mother earth, and upon our death, shall lie in the grave in the same earth, okay, in which we all shall lie. Okay, class, coming to stanza number 2. They too, aware of sun and air and water, are fed by peaceful harvest, by wars long winter stopped. Their hands are ours, and in their lines we read a labor not different from our own. Okay, stanza number 2. They here refers to the people who belong to other countries, class. Okay, they too are aware of the sun and the air and water, right? And are fed by peaceful harvest by wars long winter stopped. Their hands are ours, and in their lines we read a level not different from our own, class. So here I told you they refer to the people belong to the other countries, and we call them foreigners, isn't it? We call them foreigners, those people who belong to the other countries, and discriminate them. We discriminate them and fight with them also. Okay, the poet says that nature has given all the bounties to all people also, just like he has given to us. Am not I right, class? So everyone gets the sunshine, right? Sun. Okay, aware. They too are aware of the sun and the air and the water. So, as everyone gets the sunlight, the air and water in equal measure, which means that God does not differentiate between people from different countries, isn't it? And are paid by peaceful harvest. This is we all do farming, isn't it? We all do farming during the time of peace, right? When there is no war, we all do farming. We live a relaxed life and eat the things given to us by nature. And eat the things given to us by nature. By war long winter stop, their hands are ours. And in their lines we read a labor not different from our own. We live a relaxed life and eat the things given to us by nature, class. Further, he adds that the way we starve during war, okay? War, when there is a war going on, then people starve, okay? Further, he adds that the way we starve during war and winter time is the same for those belonging to other countries also, class. Even their hands are same as ours. Their hands are ours. Their hands are same as ours. They work very hard just like we do. Okay, they work very hard just like we do. So he is giving all these examples to convey to the reader, class, that there is no difference in us and the people belonging to the other country. Okay, so we come to stanza number 3. Remember, they have eyes like ours that wag or sleep, and strength that can be won by love. In every lane is common life, they all can recognize and understand. So stanza number 3. So the poet asks the reader to remember something. Okay, remember they have eyes like ours that wag or sleep. So he says that we should keep in mind that the people of another country, whom we think to be our enemies, have been bestowed by God with similar appearance like us, class. Okay, God has given them eyes like ours, which open when awake and close when we are asleep, and strength that can be won by love. Okay, similarly he has given them strength also, which can win through love. Okay, then he says that in every country, in every lane is common life that all can recognize and understand. Then he says that in every country, life means all the things that are living, all right? And if we can recognize them, and if we can understand their feelings and realize that they are like us, then there will be no fights or war between us, class. Okay, they can, so by love in every lane is common life that all can recognize and understand. Okay, if we can understand their feelings and realize that they are like us, then there will be no fights or wars between us, that the poet wants us to remember. Coming to stanza number 4, let us remember whenever we are told to hate our brothers, okay, it is ourselves that we shall dispose or deprive or betray, condemn. Condemn is to express disreputable, class. Betray is to cheat, isn't it? Remember, we who take arms against each other. Stanza number 4. Let us remember, when we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we shall hate, we shall deprive, betray, condemn. Okay? Remember, we who took arms against each other is we who took arms against each other, it is the human art that we defile, class. Listen, stanza number 4. The poet says that we should remember that whenever someone tells us to hate a person from another country, or to think him as our enemy, and whenever we think someone to be our enemy, then we deprive ourselves only. Okay, we deprive ourselves only. We cheat ourselves, okay, betrays, to cheat ourselves, and we condemn ourselves. Okay, so he says that we should stay away from such negativity, class. We should stay away from such negativity. During a war, class, both the parties must bear the loss, isn't it? Both the parties must bear the loss during the war, during a war. And that's why the poet says that war is not in our favor. War is not in our favor. He says that whenever we pick any weapon against, whenever we pick any weapon against someone, we should remember one thing. We should remember one thing, that it is the human art that we defile, make impure, or to make dirty. Defile is to make dirty. Coming to stanza number 4, class. It is the human art that we defile, our hails of fire, and thus outrace the innocence of air that is everywhere our own. Remember, no men are foreign and no country is strange. Here, whenever we pick any weapon against someone, we should remember one thing, class. What is that? We should keep in mind that whenever we pick weapon against any person, we make the earth dirty. Defile, we make the earth dirty, because weapons kill people, isn't it? And their bodies which fall on the earth make it dirty. Whenever war happens, it leads to a lot of bloodshed, class. Bloodshed, fire, and death. See, our hails of fire and thus outrace the innocence. Innocence is to violate the purity of, okay, outrace the innocence is to violate the purity of the air. That is everywhere our own, isn't it, class? Meaning, war, because weapons kill people, and their bodies and the bodies which fall on the earth make it dirty. Okay, whenever war happens, it leads to a lot of bloodshed, death, and these dead bodies accumulate on the earth, and it make impure, isn't it? It make it impure. It make it impure, okay, the dead bodies and all, the fire of war which erupts, the smoke which comes out, the dust which fills the air. It is so dirty that it pollutes and outraces the purity of air, class. So the poet wants us to give a message. Okay, remember, no men are foreign, no country is strange. Remember, the poet wants to give us a message that we should not indulge in war. We should not indulge in war. Finally, he ends the poem by writing the first line in reverse. In reverse, class. Here it is, no men are strange, no country is foreign. Here the last line is written in reverse. Remember, no men are foreign and no country is strange. Alright, class. Here. Okay, so there are some rhyme, actually some literary device used in the poem. There are alliterations used, okay, and there is repetition also, and there are metaphors also, class, which I would like to talk about in my other class. And there is if there is what is the, in case you are asked the rhyme scheme used in the poem, actually there is no rhyme scheme, proper rhyme scheme maintained, and the poem is and the entire poem is written in free verse, or we can say blank verse. Okay, class. Thank you all.